as the red Protoss give it up for PartinG, and his opponent is the blue Zerg in the top left. Moonglade, stop smiling at me.
I'm sorry.
His name is Ian from yoeFWIan, and he is going to represent Taiwan. So we have two countries that generally are known for good StarCraft players. Of course, Korea.
Very good players, and we actually saw a Taiwanese versus Korean in the last match. You know, Sen versus Sulky. Sulky winning 3-0. We'll see if Sen can fare a little bit better against his opponent. PartinG, kind of a beast though, especially against Zerg.
Kind of a beast.
Kind of?
Kind of?
Okay,
I don't
he's
know about that,
absolutely a beast.
There we go. That's what I was thinking.
He is the world champion. He claims he's the world champion after defeating SOS 4-1 last weekend.
At the Red Bull Battlegrounds.
So we'll have to see if he can back it up this weekend.
Yeah. It seems like PartinG, when it comes to the end of the year, that's where his true skill has been unleashed, at least over the past 2 years.
Yeah, it's very true, isn't it? He's always performing really well in WCG, WCS. And
I also want to mention that PartinG did indeed win the Korea World Cyber Game qualifiers. He got first place, Sora got second, and then Sulky got third. So he has that kind of going for him.
He's got a lot of momentum behind him.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
He is really playing well right now.
Chugging along. All right, well, it looks like PartinG is going to opt with a gateway opening, and Moonglade, it's no secret that you're a Zerg player.
I am indeed.
What do you think about going gateway as opposed to Forge in this matchup?
Gateway definitely opens up a whole lot more of some interesting timings. You know, having a gateway first means you have faster warp gate, means you can potentially rush a lot faster. You get a faster mothership core. I feel like it opens a whole lot more possibilities than a Forge does. Forge has been around forever, and it's been really figured out by the Zerg. I think Zerg is very comfortable when they see a Forge, unless they went hatchery first, and they're probably going to get cannoned. But in this case, Ian played very safe and went for a spawning pool first, and it is a bit unlucky that he didn't go hatch first, because I mean, you do get a little bit ahead if they go gateway, expand, and you go hatchery first, but it's always a risk, especially on Belcher, because this map is brutally, it has such a brutal cannon rush positioning behind those gases. And so it's kind of a safe, normal game for pretty much both players right now.
Yeah. I've noticed that Ian, in some of the games I casted from him over the past 2 days, he almost always opens pool first, like regardless of the matchup. Maybe against Terranol, you know, throw in the hatch
I would hope he goes hatch first against Terranol.
I would hope so too.
But yeah, he does seem to be like a very safe player, and he's actually taken that fast third like it would be a Forge fast expand, but it's not. So he's going to have to get some gas pretty quickly now, so he can get some speedlings to really defend any kind of timing that might come out of PartinG.
Yeah, well, the Zerglings are going to be able to scout around PartinG's base and notice the amount of probes on each geyser. Of course, up to 3 now, so you know, no big surprises for our Taiwanese Zerg players. The Mothership Core kills off the last of the Zerglings, and we're going to see a gateway, a Stargate wall off.
All right.
So, you know, some Protoss players, they do like to wall off the Stargate. You have any thoughts on this?
It's very standard, and it does, if the Zerg is smart enough to keep a Zerg right outside the base, he can really scout that instantly and know what he's up against. And from here, it's kind of up to PartinG whether he's going to go, you know, like Oracle, or he's going to go Phoenix into like a Zealot pressure, which is a very common, very strong on this map.
Yeah.
It's really going to depend. I mean, he is going to have very late Zergling speed, which could prove to be detrimental if PartinG decides to really press the timing.
Okay, well, we do have the third base almost operational. Looks like just completed for Ian. And just still continuing really to focus on that economy. This is kind of a late Zergling speed, like you mentioned. And we do have an Oracle on the way for PartinG. Looking to get aggressive.
Next thing is we're going to have to see if he's going to get more than one Oracle. You know, he could be doing a Zealot timing with a lot of Oracles. Oracle's very good at taking down Queens when there's more than one. And we do see a pylon going up and a probe. The Mothership Core trying to keep Zerglings away, kind of stop him from seeing it. I do believe Ian saw it, so he might have an idea what's going on. He does see those sentries, so he might know for sure now that he's moving out.
Yep.
And
the Oracle seems to be rallied towards the main base of Ian. We'll see if that Oracle decides to move around, but this would actually be a really sick mind game by PartinG if he just decides to build the pylon there. The Zerg player gets ready to defend at his third base, and the Oracle moves into the natural, which is doing right now. And the Oracle gonna enable its attack and start focusing down drones. What is Ian doing? Only now deciding to use that coin to help defend, but this Oracle, it's already got up to 7 kills.
7 kills. It's going to be 8 kills. That's 400 minerals of drones dead, and all that mining time. So that is incredible damage right now. And while this is happening, a Zealot mass is beginning. And I'm sure he's going to wait until he at least has 6 before he really starts bringing those Zealots in.
Behind this, we're seeing a Void Ray in production, robotics on the way as well. The pressure at the third base, there's really not that many units to defend against it. We have some Roaches on the way and a Spine about to complete, but will it be enough for the attack should PartinG decide to commit?
I think he has an opportunity to commit, but it looks like he really just wanted Ian to start investing in defense and then pull those Zealots back and kind of just save them for a later attack.
Yeah, looks like deciding not to commit.
Going right into the robotics bay too, and a forge for +1, so we're going to see, it looks like it's going to be a third base out of this, and with some really fast Colossus, which I think is really interesting.
Well, this is actually really cool. I love what PartinG's been able to accomplish here, and Ian, I feel like he was just kind of caught off guard just a little bit by the Oracle, and if he moved his drones away a little bit quicker, probably could have saved a few more. But
yeah, it's really interesting how much damage you can do without really committing to anything. Like, you can show these units, and it's up to the Zerg how much he commits to defending against it, and if nothing comes, then he's invested so much in for nothing.
Well, the third base is going to go up for PartinG. Pretty much, there's nothing that he can do about it. PartinG has been all over the map the entire game. He's got a contingent group of Zealots that they may get picked up eventually, but they're going to be able to kill off the Zerglings quite easily. There's not too many Roaches here, and PartinG just going to go ahead, be very aggressive, but recall out before losing too much. And, you know, he maybe traded a Zealot or two, and
he got some good information. He kind of, I guess, kind of scared Ian a little bit, running in like that. But yeah, he's just going to pretty much just build up a very, very nice defensive army with some Colossus while his third goes up, and probably go for a timing after that.
Oh, deciding to go for the 4th expansion. I guess Ian, if he's going to get a 4th against PartinG, he must feel really comfortable in the late game, or he must think, all right, well, there's no way I can punch this third base whatsoever. I need to keep up an economy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the first reaction Zergs have to seeing like a Protoss third base is put down another hatchery as soon as possible, because you need to be at least 1 base ahead of the Protoss, because their army is just too cost effective. You really need an economic advantage to stay on par.
Yeah.
And
similar to Brood War PvT, I suppose.
Yeah, very true, very true. This Oracle looking for more damage. Hasn't found anything yet. Still on 8 kills.
Still a passive threat, though, and sometimes that can actually be better than sacrificing that Oracle.
Yeah, I mean, if you're forcing
worker.
drones to be pulled away to avoid damage, that's a huge loss of minerals.
Yeah. Oracle scurrying away home, at least for now. Potentially looking for an Overlord to spot. I don't know what he would do about that, but at least he could wave past it as he's flying across.
Yeah, absolutely.
PartinG deciding that he wants to get aggressive once more, moving across the map. This is actually a pretty strong Protoss force. He has a Colossus, a good amount of sentries, lots of Stalker and Zealot backbone support, and there's a Warp Prism that's about to finish as well. And even though PartinG has an observer, he's still enabled the Revelation on this Oracle. I find that a little bit interesting, but
that's right. It's very, very cool way to use it. And Ian just simply does not have much of an army right now, and this could actually kill if he takes all these Roaches out.
Well, PartinG, he's got some excellent force fields that are essentially splitting the army in half, and Ian, I mean, he needs to make sure he can get surrounded on this army if he wants to damage it. PartinG continuing with excellent force fields. Simply, I feel like you can't out-micro this guy, especially if you're not a top-tier Korean yourself. And the Stalkers, they're just absolutely shredding apart the Roaches. There's also a Warp Prism added into the mix that's going to allow more reinforcements to happen. And even though this is only a lone Colossus and Void Ray, this army is mainly just Stalkers, Sentries, and there's going to be a lot more Gateway reinforcements to follow. Ian, his army is simply falling apart.
He just does not have enough. He doesn't even have Roach speed yet. I mean, he is just no way to engage that army, and GG.
Yeah. That was actually kind of a very interesting kind of offbeat timing, I feel,